I am quitting YouTube for good. So today, guys, I have an announcement to make, and this might be shocking to you because some of you will be like, all right, this guy have about 27,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, and why is he quitting the channel? Is he not making money? What is the issue? And I'm about to explain right now, because I'm quitting this whole YouTube game for good, and I'm doing that today. Yes, you heard me right. But again, it might not be as you are thinking. So let me literally explain what I mean by I'm quitting the YouTube game. Now, this is what happens on the YouTube game. Now, see what I'm talking about. When it comes to the YouTube game, right? This is what the YouTube game is all about. The first thing is that you are constantly chasing views every single day. You are looking for views. You are creating content around what will give you a lot of views. And literally, you want to continue to create content that people will keep watching, irrespective of how you feel about this particular content. And secondly, you are crafting videos that is tailored for the algorithm. So you want to do something that you make sure that when you create this type of content, YouTube is going to show it to a lot of people. And finally, you do all that for the sake of growing your channel, not because you really like what you are creating the content for, right? And this whole circle right here is something that I don't want to repeat again. Moving on YouTube, I don't want to keep doing this. It is frustrating, and it's a complete circle of repetition that I don't want to repeat any longer. So this is it, right? As you guys know, my name is Henry Ahis Okwabo, and basically I'm an entrepreneur, which simply means that I have a business, right? And I also create content. Now, I have created multiple businesses that is fetching good amount of money. Some have been successful. I've also had businesses that have failed over the years. But again, for the fact that I'm an entrepreneur, simply means that I'm very busy and I have something that I'm doing every single day. So me on YouTube is not just me trying to create content for people to just consume, but basically I have something that I'm doing, right? And that is why I'm considering what I'm about to show you today. So I've had a realization that changed the entire game for me, right? The entire thing around YouTube. The moment I realized this thing, it changed every single thing. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Like, why am I creating this content? Like, who even cares? So here is the problem, right? I have a huge problem that I think if I had thought about this carefully, I wouldn't have gone through this circle in the first instance. The first issue is that that's what we call the circle of inauthenticity, right? This circle allows you to keep creating content that are not authentic to you, content that you don't like, content that you don't want to make. But because when you make these contents, you get views, and you keep repeating the circle of creating this type of content that are very, very inauthentic, despite the fact that are very, very inauthentic just because you are getting views. And that is one of the biggest problems that I've noticed on YouTube. Then secondly, there's also an issue of this whole model becoming so exhausting that you find yourself creating content every single day. Now, even if the content are not what on a normal day you talk about, right? Sometimes you just find yourself creating content. I remember me creating content about how to use Adobe Photoshop for free and all that. Come on, who even cares about Adobe Photoshop and why it's free or not? All I care about is just creating content around digital marketing, selling, marketing funnel, and all those good stuff that we do as entrepreneurs, right? But because one is playing the YouTube game, you find yourself creating all sorts of content that will not even move the needle on your favor. The third issue that I'm having, if you decide to just keep following the YouTube algorithm, is that it becomes unsustainable, because you discover that you are repeating content that are not making sense just because you are getting views, right? But how long can this content continue to get views? How many people will continue to watch them to the extent that it will be sustainable for you? It basically not sustainable to be that. So except if you are doing kind of content, except if you are making content around gossip, around gist that just happens anyhow, and you are just making content around those type of stuff. Then finally, if one chooses to follow the YouTube algorithm, you discover that you lose sight of why you got started on YouTube on the first instance, right? I started on YouTube to share my expertise, to explore and to talk about the things that I love and the problem that I encounter and how I found solution to them. Not just because I'm just interested in just making videos and all that. I literally started YouTube because I feel that I have something to share, something to contribute, and eventually I'll also have a lot of subscribers and also make money on YouTube, right? It's all about entrepreneurship. It's all about solving problem and also becoming more valuable. So that is the circle. But quickly you discover that this whole circle become something that you will not even think about because you are chasing the algorithm and it becomes a huge problem. So basically, that is one of the reasons why I'm literally quitting YouTube. So now when I say I'm quitting YouTube, I'm not talking about quitting content creation. Of course, I'm going to be creating a lot of content, more content than before, just that I'm not going to be creating this content the YouTube way, right? Chasing algorithm and doing all that. I will create a lot of content, and this is what I'm going to do, right? I will create content that are very authentic. That will be my number one goal. I'll focus on authenticity, content that resonates with me, content that actually solve my own problem first, and potentially if they can solve other people's problem along the way, then that will be fine. At the same time, I want to create content that I don't have to fall for the algorithm trap, right? Where I'm just creating content just for the algorithm, putting anything out there that looks good, that YouTube is recommending that I should create based on users that are there that I want to watch. And at the end of the day, you are just creating content because of YouTube is recommending certain kind of video for you to create. After creating them, you discover that you're just creating those videos. You are not even connecting with them and they are not making sense to you anymore. So with this plan in mind, here is what I want to do, and I want to show you step by step my plans. So here's the solution to the whole issue of just creating YouTube the YouTube way and not being fulfilled while creating this content instead of building personal brand that will actually shape tomorrow. So the first thing is that I want to redefine my content, right? The purpose of my content. Why am I creating this content? That's the first thing I want to do, and let me show you how I'm doing that. Now, instead of just creating content, the first thing I want to do is I want to ask myself, why am I creating this content, right? The moment I know why I'm creating this content, for instance, I'm creating this content because I want to solve problems. That's the first thing, and not just anyhow problem. I want to solve problem that I face every single day myself. I want to solve my own problem. That is why I'm creating content. That is my number one reason from now henceforth. I'm creating content around problem that I face every single day and I'm talking about them, right? Now, if this problem that I'm solving, if eventually others find it valuable, fine, that's good. And if they don't find it valuable, that's okay too, right? I'm not going to kill myself trying to make everybody watch my video because I think that, oh, if they watch it, I'm going to make money from YouTube and all that. At the end of the day, it still did not make that much sense. In this era right now, growing a personal brand is more important than growing a YouTube brand. I'm telling you, everybody must consider trying to grow a personal brand, because in the age of AI, there will be so much brand out there. There will be so much the same kind of stuff that people will be buried in the algorithm and nobody will know you in no time. So it's better to spend time growing your own brand, building your own brand over time, than just trying to just create YouTube content that people will love, right? So for instance, now I've faced struggles, right? I've faced some issues, right? I'm struggling with trying to balance entrepreneurship and my personal brand, and the thing is, I've been able to solve this problem. Now, turning my experience of how I solve this problem into content, number one thing that I'm going to be doing. So now the goal will be that I'm going to be showing my authenticity while I am showing people what it means to solve every problem that I face every single day and how I'm solving it. And I believe by doing that, it's going to help a lot of people who are on the same path, on the same journey as me, trying to create digital products or trying to market their products or trying to get the best platform. All this type of stuff that I do, I'm going to be following this particular mode to be creating content around it. That is the entire plan. I'm not going to create content because YouTube recommended like they normally do, right? And that are actually blowing up when other creators create it. So I will not fall for that trap anymore. That is step number one. Now step number two, after defining my content purpose, the next thing is I want to focus on the things that are in alignment with my journey, right? Not just because of they are trending. I'm not going to be focusing on trend anymore, saying, oh, this is the kind of content that people are liking, let me create this content so that people will watch my videos. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be slaving myself for the YouTube algorithm anymore. So instead of asking myself, right, what does YouTube want me to create? I will never do that. What I'll be asking myself, right now instead is, or what do I want to explore right now that I believe people can learn from my experience and how I'm solving that particular issue? That would be my question. So for example, I stopped creating viral. So for example, right, I would just stop creating anything viral hacks just to get views and saying, oh, this is how you can create so thing and get views. Instead of saying, oh, this is how you can create so thing, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'll focus on my real struggles, right? My real struggles on my digital products, everything that I'm doing online, and how I'm creating solution on them. I'm gonna be doing videos around it and be showing people what it means, right? From my daily activities, the problem I'm solving every single day. That is the kind of content I'm going to be creating. So no more just trying to create content for the algorithm, like I keep saying, and trying to let the algorithm decide what kind of content I will create based on what the algorithm is saying that the content is going to blow up. Like, I literally don't care if the content will blow up or not. What I care about is building my brand on the YouTube from now henceforth and creating the type of content that enhances my brand and gives me longevity that will actually help other people that are on the same journey with me. So now the third thing that I'm going to be focusing on is I'm going to be focusing on from now henceforth on creating value, right? Real value. Now here's the twist. When I was thinking about this here, I noticed that it's a huge twist here, right? Now the twist is that the moment you start creating content that are valuable, right? Even if these content are primarily about you, right? I'm creating content about me, which will be the number one goal. But you see, most times there will be a lot of people on the same journey in terms of what you do, right? So, and I'm saying this for many of you who are thinking about, oh, I want to start YouTube, but what do I talk about? I need to be creating the type of content other people are creating. It does not even matter. Create content for yourself. But the thing is, most times you have a lot of people on the same path as you in the journey of whatever thing that you are doing, whatever thing. The difference is that you have a unique experience, right? Your experience is basically unique. So because of that, you have a unique experience. People want to see, okay, how you are tackling this stuff in your own way. And that is the most important thing about this whole thing. So despite I'm creating content for myself, you will see that the content will be helping a lot of people. All I need to do is to be sharing my processes and my learning. Once I'm doing that, people will find it valuable and they will love to watch it. And at the same time, I'm creating my content, but it's also serving people as long as this content is valuable, right? That is the entire structure. Now let me show you something here. So recently I've been battling with a particular problem in my business, and I was able to create a tool that helped me create massive content on autopilot, and now I documented that process already. So very soon you guys are going to be seeing videos on how to create some social apps using AI for free, also how to create digital products, because I've been documenting all these things. I've created over 30 different apps, right, using AI tools. And I believe this is something that people need right now. With the rise of AI, people need to know about how to do this stuff that I'm doing, instead of just constantly looking for other type of content that is blowing up on YouTube and just want to replicate them and do them without actually showing my own experience, right? And really solving problem that is pertinent to me that other people can also benefit from. Like now, the content that I'm creating, right, the content that I've documented about how I'm solving my own problem on with the apps that I'm creating right now, this content, they are serving both for my personal use, right, and for also as a resource for other people who are interested and who are on the same boat as me, who are trying to create digital products using AI, right? Landing pages, sales funnels, all this Google stuff that people want to create when they want to make money on the internet, right? So I just want to focus on all that, and I thought as much, and I thought it's wise to just share this whole thought with you guys, because right now I'm going to be selfish, sharing my thoughts, sharing my plans, my pattern, and I'm not going to care about what the algorithm is saying. I won't do that, because I noticed that the algorithm is just made to screw every person that is following the algorithm without literally focusing on what will work for you or not. So, and what I just share right now is not something that is just unique to me, right? This is something anybody can do. If you are battling with, okay, I want to start YouTube and I want to create, what kind of content I need to create, let me give you a simple formula. It's very, very easy, right? Anybody can do this. First thing, you want to just create content. First thing, just introduce the problem. What kind of problem you want to solve with your YouTube channel? Stick on the point, stick with the particular topic in mind, and begin to share your personal experience and approach around this particular problem that you are trying to solve, right? Talk about the solution, how you are planning to go about the solution. If you don't even have a solution, say that you don't have a solution. Then after you create 1 or 2 videos, reflect on the video and see which topic in that particular video that resonates with the people that are watching. That is all. Reflect, learn from it, and keep creating content. As long as you are creating content around what you love, around what you are doing, I'm telling you, it's going to do well, right? Because what is going to be unique right now on YouTube will be our experiences, and we all have unique experiences that other people will be able to get a lot of value from. And we don't need to be copying other people's content or try to follow YouTube algorithm or try to be forcing ourselves to be creating content based on what YouTube wants you to create and not what you really want to share with people that will help you be out there. So I thought I'd just share this, the way forward on what I'm going to be doing. So keep your finger crossed. I'm going to be creating content around how to create app, right? How to create a SaaS application, digital products using AI tools. That will be one of the major things I'm going to do, because that is basically what I've been doing for other businesses and for my business. So why not? I want to focus on those areas and be sharing my experiences and also guide people who are going to be interested alongside. All right, click this video, go and watch how to create your own digital course or ebook, and see you in the next one.